Oh shit! I skipped the intro. I'm gonna keep
Are you
that
going
in.
to introduce the show?
Not yet. God, a cozy out
Oh.
here, getting too horny, being old horny Joe out here, asking me to introduce the show while the trailer's running. Yes, we're here. Respawn Aim Fire. I jumped the gun. Jesus, Michael, American Christ. Matt, don't let that code red get you. You stay true. You stay vigilant. Welcome. Hey everyone, welcome to Respawn Aim Fire, the kick-ass Reverend Gaming Podcast, brought to you by Affable Idiots. I'm one of your hosts, Chad Michaels. Stay true, stay the path. Papa John's in this. We've got with us our regular co-host, Under a Hood. Is he Darth Sidious? That's a Darth person, right? Gumbert. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. Darth Sidious is that also Plagueis? No, Plagueis was the master of Sidious. Sidious is Shiv Palpatine, I believe. It's been a while.
Does he wear a
and
hood? I think is the
Sheev
important
Palpatine.
thing.
Sheev.
Shiv.
Sheev.
Or Shiv if you're in prison. I just opened, yes, he does wear a hood, chat. I opened, look at this. It's a Dr. Pepper cream and soda, zero sugar.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
all about my cream sodas. So
When we played the Witch Queen, Destiny the Witch Queen expansion in Matt's basement, he bought those things and they kind of taste like butterbeer. And they're pretty
I've never had a
delicious.
butterbeer,
Yeah.
so that's interesting to
Yeah.
know. I like cream soda. It's good.
And rounding out the rest of the crew, we've got Alex, not wearing a hood, probably Anakin Skywalker. Cozina, how are you?
Hey, how's it going? I don't have anything particularly clever to say that's Star Wars related, so I'll just say that I'm here and I'm ready to go for a fantastic December episode of the Respawn Aim Fire podcast.
Alex, I don't know what has happened between when we joined the call and now, but you are now like 300, 400 milliseconds delayed. Just to let you know. And if you want to troubleshoot that while I tell everyone where they can find us, which is twitch.tv/affability, on Monday evenings. That's right. We are on Mondays now, ladies and gentlemen and unbees. December 2nd is the date today, around 5:30-ish Pacific time, 8:30 Eastern time. So I was looking at my clock. I was like, did we make it? And then I saw 5:27. I was like, we were early, but it's 8:30. 8:30 Eastern time, everyone. And then on YouTube and podcast services, Wednesday mornings now instead of Tuesday at 9 a.m. Eastern time. We've got a bunch of housekeeping.
Before we get to the housekeeping, your voice
is
better.
perfect with your mouth.
Perfect?
Your lips and
Excellent.
your voice
It's
are
going
perfect
to-
together.
At this rate, it's probably going to get disconnected in another like 20 minutes, so let's just keep this rolling and we'll fix it in post. Or maybe not. We'll see.
Adam, you bring up a good point in the chat. Make it a 0 and you can have it on the treadmill. Mountain Dew Code Red Zero Sugar has only ever existed in that one bottle you had on the show like 2 years ago, and I've never seen it
Is it
outside of
just
that
me?
ever ago. It's you literally made that bottle like fucking Manly Brian made that poo poo pee pee Mountain
That
Dew.
was amazing. Yeah. I'm just going to hoard it all for myself. I have all the Mountain Dew's zero versions for me.
Love it, love it. We've got some housekeeping. 1, new time, new place, same channel. 2, October's Rafferty is now publicly available. If you are a person who says, I love y'all, but not enough to promote you with money, then you now get access to October's recording of the Respawn Aim Fire Party, which is Rafferty, which is a play on Jeopardy, which is already spelled weird. Jeopardy, you ever think about that? Jeopardy. That's not how you spell Jeopardy. Jeopardy is spelled Jeppardy. That's Jeopardy.
Very, very insightful observation. Yeah, this was Will and Nick of the Friday Night Gamecast joined myself and Adam for a great episode of the show. So definitely go and check that out.
If you love giving us money and you say, oh, take me, then you get to listen to us talk about Monster Hunter. Not only do you get to listen to us talk about Monster Hunter, you also get to listen to us talk extensively about the multiplayer capabilities of Power Rangers Rita's Rewind while we watch the movie Monster Hunter with commentary for our Patreon supporters. So our RAF game show, quote unquote, is going to be us watching that movie. You can watch that movie on whatever place. There's a free trial of Stars. It's on Stars, unfortunately, which is a service that literally no one ever has had. You can find it elsewhere. You can buy the DVD, whatever you want to do. Sync it up with our commentary. We have an exact instructions in the audio of, all right, here's how you do it. This is where we start. you watch it along with us, and you learn a lot about Power Rangers.
I think that going forward from here, we should probably just call these monthly episodes our special episodes rather than our game show episodes, because
special boy.
Not to spoil anything for what's ahead, but we have something very unique prepared for what will be January's Patreon exclusive episode, but no more will be said on that at the moment.
It's porn.
Maybe.
We've used AI
Maybe it's porn of a
to
certain
replace
kind.
everyone's genitals with RAF blocks, the red, blue, and yellow blocks.
Oh, shit. Wow.
Does the blue one fit in the red hole? Who knows? For the month of December, we have some things coming up. We are next week. Y'all are still doing I'm not going to be on the episode next week, but y'all are still doing an episode, right?
Correct.
So next week, we have our final regular ass episode of the year. It's a regular ass episode starring your favorite Adams, Alexes, and Joels. The following week, we are recording a little later than usual, so it'll be on a Tuesday. Well, who knows when we've decided we're going to make it available. We're going to be doing our Game of the Year discussion episode with a few special guests, and that will be our final episode for the month of December. And we'll come back in January, and we'll all have a party and talk about how much it's going to suck under the rule of Donald Trump for the rest of our lives. God, I wish we were under the king right now instead of Donald Trump.
Hell yeah. I'm glad I was finally able to convince you to come around to that. I will say, with regards to our Game of the Year episode, we've decided to do Game of the Year a little bit differently this time around. If you listen to a certain YouTube/entertainment channel that begins with a K and ends in a Inda Funny, you might be familiar with perhaps the particular approach.
You're leaving a lot open to interpretation there, Alex, and that can be dangerous.
And as Chad alluded to, we may or may not have some special guests on that particular episode, so look forward to that.
I'll give you a clue. It's not Jesus. But maybe their name starts with the same letter. Maybe it ends with an Inda Funny. Jinda Funny. And then finally, Cozy, talk about this last one here.
Yes. Real quick. Cozyverse Cooking the Holiday Special, the grand finale miniseries of all of my streaming efforts on twitch.tv/CozyverLive, is coming back this upcoming Wednesday. For my inaugural stream, I'm going to be making butter chicken pizza. Yes, that's right. Two great things that are coming together to make something even greater. You can tune into twitch.tv/CozyverLive and youtube.com/@CozyverLive at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to watch the magic unfold.
Alex, butter, chicken, and pizza. What are the two great things in those three ingredients? Which one do you consider the three great things? And which one do you obviously consider trash?
It's two great things, the butter chicken and the pizza. Oh, because you're saying butter and chicken are like they're separate things.
Yeah.
Interesting. I never really considered it from that perspective. I mean, I gotta be honest, I feel like the chicken is the third leg of this race here. I mean, I feel like, pizza is just always excellent. Butter
pizza.
You spread it on all sorts of things. It's going to be just
unsalted butter chicken.
Salty and delicious. But chicken, I mean, it can be touch and go. It's kind of a gamey, not very flavorful bird on its own. So I'll put it at that.
Fucking love it. That's it for our housekeeping. Samson XP in the chat says, I'm so excited for Marvel Rivals. Actually, he just said Rivals. Could be any Rivals. Could be DC Rivals. Could be the Patriarchy Rivals. Who knows? But he's so excited, hoping to main Iron Fist or Squirrel Girl. Let's just jump right into that story right now. Make that our main quest. Get ready for the biggest launch of the year, says Jordan Midler at VGC. Ahead of its release this Thursday, NetEase has revealed 5 new characters coming to Marvel Rivals. It announced that in addition to its current roster of over 25 characters, Wolverine, Iron Fist, Black Widow, Cloak and Dagger, and Squirrel Girl will be added to the roster. All of the game's heroes launch heroes, and something like that. All the game's heroes at launch and any added at a later date will be free, according to NetEase. Players can choose from a selection of Marvel superheroes and supervillains from the Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy, X-Men, and more. I need everyone who's listening to this, who is also someone who has influence over the open critic score of this game, to give this game an 110 out of 100. Because this is my final chance of the year to surpass Alexander Kozina on our Fantasy Critic And I think this has the potential to whoop his butt. But I need everyone to go out there and rate this thing 1,000,000 on OpenCritic. Are y'all pumped? Who are you going to play? Who's your main? What's going on?
I'll definitely give this one a shot. I mean, Squirrel Girl. Feel like she would be kind of cool to play as.
I'm not super
There's
familiar.
a lot of cool characters
there was like
here.
a little shark in the trailer. Is that shark
Oh yeah, Jeff the Baby
related to
Land
Squirrel
Shark.
Girl, or
Baby.
is that a different person?
No, it's just Jeff the Baby Land Shark. He's his own person.
Okay, cool. Jeff the Baby Land Shark is what you called it?
Yeah, that's his name. Yeah, Jeff
Okay.
the Baby Land Shark. He's got legs, so he's a land shark. You know.
Yep.
Right now, I'm scrolling through the appearances of all the characters that will be in the launch of this game. Wolverine looking just really broad
Looking
and really
fucking
husky. Like they
juicy.
took that meme. They took the meme of Adam Driver from The Last Jedi and were like, "What if we can go farther than that?" And I'm impressed, honestly.
Here's
if
what
anything.
I'm glad that Samson is in the chat, because Samson, big Overwatch player. So I'm gonna need someone to help me shepherd it. I've been into this game, excited for a while. I think I'm just gonna get good at being a support. Is that what the kids say?
Ooh,
I'm gonna be a
yeah.
good
You're
support.
gonna be a little Mercy. You're gonna be a little Healy.
Yeah, but like a character I actually care about. So
Right.
Jeff the
So
Baby
Mercy,
Land
you're
Shark
gonna-
is a support
Is the Land Shark a
character,
healer? Is a support character? Okay.
Yeah, he's a healer, I believe. So I'll be doing that. I'm beyond excited for this game. I'm really. It being free to play is going to be tricky because, they showed some of the skins already. And I'm like, oh, all the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 skins? I might have to buy every single one of those. All of the Magneto, Storm with the Mohawk, might have to buy that one too. Might never use her. It doesn't matter. It's going to be dangerous for my wallet, but I'm here for it. And I'm down to get into a good multiplayer game with some people. And again, free to play games are always easier to convince people to play. So I'm here for it. Yeah, Samson's already invited me. So you just so Samson, the great thing is, like, some people on this podcast say they'll play games with you, but then never actually do.
Okay,
so
first
you
of all,
actually
nobody
do it,
said they
Samson,
would
I
play
appreciate
games
it.
with you.
I was just well, true. That's very true. You never said it. But yeah, if you got a spot, I'm in, and I will run support for fun. But yeah, super excited. Be great.
I always am pumped for Spider-Man. I'm a little Spider-Man slut at heart. I have been since I was a kid. I need to play Spider-Man. So Spider-Man will probably be the first person I try out, but also I feel like that's going to be the most boring for some reason in this whole thing. I feel like I got to play someone new, like Bucky. Well, not that Bucky's new, but like someone that I have not.
Something new to you.
No one's had a chance to play Bucky / Winter Soldier in pretty much anything ever in any video game to date.
The thing though about Spider-Man, it is Yuri's voice. Just saying.
It is.
When I was
back.
in North Carolina, my friend that I met up with there really wanted to take me to a Buc-ee's, which is like the gas station convenience store with like the beaver mascot. We weren't able to find one though. They don't exist quite that north, but someday I'll visit a Buc-ee's, honestly.
Adam Matt says in the chat that he did invite you to play with him, and I'm assuming he's referring to Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League.
Oh yeah,
I
I jumped in the clan.
you did?
Yeah,
Okay,
for sure.
okay.
Yeah. See, Matt actually plays games with me whenever he
The
offers.
problem was you and Matt made the clan, but you needed 3, and they kept killing the clan over and over.
Yeah, I
Like,
don't
sorry,
know
you
what
don't have
happened
enough
with that.
people.
Hold on, real quick, timeout. I looked up the Wikipedia page for Buc-ee's, the gas station convenience store.
Right.
Okay, I'm going to just read for you word from word. Is an American chain of country stores, gas stations, and electric vehicle chargers created and owned by Arch, quote-unquote, Beaver Applin III. That is the creator of Buc-ee's. Arch Beaver Applin III.
I don't think that's a real man. I think that's a mascot. They're crediting a mascot with making something, and he's not true.
There was a shirt for sale at PAX that was Bidoof, the Pokemon, and it was the Buc-ee's logo, but it was Bidoofy's. It's pretty great.
I'm putting in the chat. This is a screenshot of Arch Beaver Applin.
Arch Beaver Applin. English, Wikipedia. That guy looks like Arch Beaver Chaplin, and he looks like he owns a bunch of country gas stations.
That's Doug Dimmadome, House Dimmadome, or whatever that for fucking Fairly Odd Parents. That's him. Anyways.
Okay.
Amazing.
Okay.
All right. I will stop derailing this conversation. Let's get back on track.
Dope. Yes. Marvel Rivals, free to play, launching technically December 6th, but not early access, but like movies. They come out the night before now. So December Thursday is when it's coming out, which is one day too late for Gears of Wednesdays for us to repurpose that. But I'm going to be playing it. And if you're playing it, let's play it together. sexually. All right.
Whoa.
What else is next? We're going to save the next one for after we talk about playtime, where we talk about what we played this week. Adam finally got diagnosed with attention deficit disorder, huh?
Yep. Or did I add something to my cart?
Oh, shit. What'd you add?
No, it was... So a game I've had my eye on, it's been in my wish list forever. And then Microsoft was like, how about we just throw it in Game Pass? I'm like, fucking great. Alien Dark Descent from Ridley Scott Alien Universe. It is sort of like a top-down, like, semi-stealth, like, strategy game where you're, like, trying to survive against an alien horde as they slowly, like, build up and you, like, weld the doors.
This is one that came out last year, right?
Yeah. And they added it to Game Pass. I'm like, fucking thank God, because I wanted to play it, but I didn't want to play it $40 bad on sale. So I was like, perfect, throw it in Game Pass. But that game's a ton of fun. That's my kind of thing. I am on an Alien kick because I'm potentially, I won't say it until it comes out, there's potentially a TTRPG special that I'm running that's in the Alien universe featuring a manly person that we know, a manly somebody. That we know. So
Kayla
I've just been
from
an
JK
alien.
Games podcast.
Absolutely. Kayla,
So
the
manly.
manliest Kayla. So yeah, I've just been in an alien mood. Game's a ton of fun. And again, I was like, it looks great forever, but I'm not spending money for that. But yeah, it gives you the intensity of like, you can shoot alien. That's the thing, because you play as a group of colonial marines and you're doing the whole alien thing. It's like, you can take down an alien, a xenomorph. Don't let the blood splash on you. It's fine. But like once they start swarming you, it's like, fuck, I cannot do this. Like you got to hold out. It's fucking tough. They hide in vents and shit, and you walk up, and if you walk too fast, like they'll fucking jump out the vents and like drag your people away. Like they don't even kill them sometimes. They'll take your living people away from you. You got to save them. It's got a base building thing. It's a ton of fun. So I was like, thank you for putting on Game Pass, because I did not want to spend the money on it. And then the other game I played was, again, this is going back to the joke of you guys not playing anything with me. All you do is fucking play Black Ops, and you're just like, oh, me and fucking Jerica, and there's not enough room, Adam. I'm jumping off, but there's not enough room. I'm like, all right, great. So I played some Black Ops. I just decided to play it. I jumped into Warzone Resurgence or whatever, the one where you respawn and shit. Let me tell you, got a W on my first game.
Fuck yeah.
Solo Resurgence. Went in there, destroyed, kicked ass. I'm like, awesome, great. Let's go. And then I was like, who's a good crew? And, I've got a crew now. I don't even need you, Chad. I don't care. If you want to play anymore, I won't play with you. Refuse to do it.
To be clear, I'm not good at Call of Duty, so you don't want me on your team necessarily.
I just need an invite. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be good. But it doesn't matter now, because I have a new crew. I have a crew of the most sweatiest. Like, they're great because all they do is have time to play video games, and they don't do shit else with their lives. My son and his friends. They're like, yo, Dad, we play Call of Duty. I'm like, yeah, that's right. I forgot. I have a professional Call of Duty player in the house. So
that's
me
why
and the
you
kid
had
jumped
your
on
kid, so you could have a player too, and then you
I was
could
like,
mooch
give me
off their
13
friends.
years and it'll be worth it to be able to do this. So, yeah, I've been playing some Black Ops 6, playing Warzone Resurgence. Jumped in with him, jumped in by myself. Having a ton of fun. I didn't do prop hunt yet, because all he wants to do is play Warzone. But no, the game's a ton of fun. And again, I'm really just holding over. Like, legitimately, I'm just so excited for Marvel Rivals. I'm in a holding pattern. I'm just like, yeah, let me play this. Let me get my shooter skills up. Because the minute I can be, Iron Man or Jeff the Baby Land Shark, I'm just going to do that full time. Yeah. So
I did play prop hunt.
Really annoying.
The Butte?
Wow.
Well, you can't call Iron Man annoying because that's racist. Second of all, I did play prop hunt. Gears of Wednesday got repurposed because prop hunt came out.
Can't be racist against
and Jarek
Iron
and
Man.
Audrey were like, oh my God, prop hunt. We have to play prop hunt. And everyone else is like, the fuck is prop hunt? And they're like, you get to be a clock or like a stupid water tower. And I was like,
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
cool, I guess. And they're like, shut up, just play it. And so we played it. And yeah, you get to be a clock or a bag of sand or a van or a fucking leafy bug or whatever you want to be. And it is this mode of Call of Duty where... Sorry, Alex, ask your question. I know you're dying to ask your question.
Well, I'm so there's magic in the Call of Duty universe now, and you can transform yourself into inanimate objects?
That is correct. Canonically,
Whoa.
there's this event that happens. It's a crossover with Harry Potter. I'm just kidding. No, it's not. But also, it is a 6v6 mode in Call of Duty that has apparently existed before in previous versions. But it's a 6v6 mode where one team you are props. So you are randomly assigned a certain prop that can also be found somewhere else in the level. It might be a clock. It might be a truck. It might be a rolled up sleeping bag. It might be a little toxic waste canister. It might be a chair. It could be a ton of different things, but something that somewhere in that level you could blend in with somewhere, or you could choose to not blend in. You could be a toilet. And there's one bathroom in the whole fucking map, and the bathroom already has a toilet, so clearly you're going to stand out if you're a toilet in the bathroom with the second toilet.
Unless there's 6 toilets in there, then you don't know which one's which.
So it's hide and seek, basically. The team that gets changed into props, you have 30 seconds to go hide somewhere on the map and look as inconspicuous as possible. And then everyone else has like 4 minutes, I think it is, to go find and shoot all the props. And if you're the people looking for the props, it's mostly, you can try to like look for what looks out of place if someone wasn't able to find a good hiding spot, or maybe they're slightly clipped into the wall or something like that. But in reality, it just turns into walk into a room and shoot everything. I shoot all the pictures on the wall. I shoot the sandbags on the ground. I shoot the candlesticks on the table. I shoot everything. And if you are a person who is a prop, first of all, you are assigned an object at random, and then you can only change what object you are twice. So you don't necessarily get to like, oh, I don't want to be a chair. If you hit that button to change what you are, it randomly assigns you a different one, which could be worse. You could be a van, which is a lot harder to hide than a chair. And you're like, fuck, now I only have one change left. So there's that like risk reward of like, do I want to hit this change now, or do I want to be a chair, wait till someone kind of stumbles across me? And then your other defense is you can throw a flashbang. So you can flashbang, it blinds the person for a second, you can run away, and by running away, it's like you're literally just like watching a fucking sandbag float across the entire map as you're running. But you can jump, you can climb a wall, climb a ladder, and all that kind of shit too. And it's so much.
So that's what I wanted to.
Fun.
That's what I'm trying to kind of understand in my head is, as these inanimate objects, you can still run and walk around and climb around like a toy in like Toy Story, for example, right?
You are not animated necessarily. Like you're not a water tower with arms that crawls and stuff. Like you are literally just like floating throughout. But yes, you can use ladders. You can quote unquote jump out of a window and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, so it's not like you don't have like crazy cartoon physics of like you're like a flower pot and you're like blank and blank blank all around the map. Right. It's just like it's okay. I mean that is still fast. I was
think of it in like a level creator in a game where you're like, all right, I want a tree to be over here, and it's like zooms out of the 3D view, and you can like move the tree to a specific spot. It's that kind of animation where the tree's just kind of like, zooming around the level. But it's so much fucking fun. It's such a stupid good time. So I highly recommend Prop Hunt. If anyone's out there wanting to play, just let me know at any time.
Last question, like, when playing Prop Hunt, like generally, you get a higher chance of winning when you're the props or when you're the soldier shooting the props?
In our play time, it was very common that all the props would be found every time. There were a couple of levels that the levels were just either so big and so it was hard to find everyone, or that it was so, like, the hiding spots were too good. Like, there was one level, the last level we played was, like, I don't know what it actually is in the game, but, like, there's a lot of canals and water and bridges and things like that, and you can actually hide in the water, and there's, like, burned down buildings and things. So it was, like, really difficult to find and shoot people in the water. So in those types of levels, it was common where the person wouldn't be found, and that's how you might score a point for your team, but it's so much fucking fun.
You know what I really love? First of all, Prop Hunt is great. I love seeing you two discover it, even though Prop Hunt's been around for like 10 years in a bunch of different video games. It's not new, but it's a super awesome mode.
It's so good.
It's definitely
it's one of those things where like earlier, Adam, in the last 10 years.
I've definitely heard the name Prop Hunt, but it's never really occurred to me like, oh no, Prop Hunt is literally you hunting for props, and the props are other people that are controlling the props. That specific piece of information never was brought into my brain.
No, and the last thing about it, if you are the props, it is like an automated thing. Every 30 seconds, your prop whistles. Like it's like a yoo-hoo, woo, woo over here. I was gonna whistle, but then I was like, I don't even know if my mic is gonna pick it up or whether the voice isolation is gonna cut it out. Oh boy, there is this little
I'm over here, asshole.
There's this little toy called
Yoshi!
Silly Poopy. It is a rainbow plastic poop, and the thing you go and hide it somewhere, and then as it's undisturbed. It's like to train your kids to like look and find things. So it's like every, I don't know, 10 seconds, it'll be like, yoo-hoo, I'm over here, silly poopy. And then as soon as it realizes that it's been picked up, it goes, you found me, I'm poopy, you found silly poopy. Like that kind of thing. And I bought it for Dallas's kids.
I didn't know
bought it for my brother's kids, and they
sounds
love
awful.
it. It's so good.
I didn't know that the developers at Activision consulted Chad Michael Innes on how to make this specific mode.
That is incredible. No, to be clear, Silly Poopy is not a Chad Michael Innes original. That is a real life product. Look it up, Silly Poopy.
I'm scared to Google it, but I am.
Hold on, I think it's Silly Poopy. Silly Poopy.
Yep. Tabletop
Silly
game.
Poopy hide and seek. Yep. You found Silly Poopy. It's so good. Parents hate it. I love it. So yeah, I played Prop Hunt. What else did I play this week? DIB, Destiny Iron Banner. There is a brand new Stasis Rocket sidearm that is good. Rolls with chill clip, baby. So yeah, I've been farming a lot of that. Got all but one of the new armor pieces for my Warlock and working on my Titan right now. So that's sexy. C3BW. Oh, I got to Chapter 3 in Black Myth Wukong on my Platinum playthrough.
Ooh.
It is a game that, again, I'm just doing it for my Platinum playthrough, and it's like, I don't need to go and find all the secret bosses and do all of this kind of stuff, but I still fucking am because I love it so much, and I'm almost to the end of Chapter 3, and I haven't died once yet on this New Game Plus playthrough, and I'm just fucking having a grand old titty time. MHM. Monster Hunter. So again, if you are a patron over at patreon.com/Monster
Hunter
Respawn Aim Fire, you have Monster Hunter movie commentaries. You can go and listen to us while you watch that wonderful video game adaptation of that movie that is a lot more like horror based than we thought it was going to be.
That's a horror movie for half that movie.
Yeah, it's pretty hardcore.
Again, you learn a lot about Power Rangers Rita's Rewind and their multiplayer cooperative feature set. And then finally, your boy has beat Pokemon Black, and I have started Pokemon White version 2.
How many shinies were in your box by the end of that playthrough?
Well, I did use the cheat to unlock all 680-something Pokemon in my Pokedex just to see what would happen, and somebody literally just goes, thank you so much, it's amazing, and that's it. Like, you don't get an item, you don't get a like special plaque on the wall. It's like some guy in a house just says, thank you. So that was a piece of shit. But last week, I talked a lot about how amazing a lot of those cheats were and how you can use some of them for good, like to make the experience better, and how you can use some of them to just like straight up break the game. Like there's literally a cheat that lets you walk through any walls that you want, or just like unlock all of the destinations to fly to, or anything like that. I did not use all of those game-breaking ones until after I beat the game. But I did have some trouble. Okay. I was on the elliptical, and I texted Adam and Alex and Joel, and I said, I think I flew too close to the sun. Every time I start a battle with the trainer, it just goes to a black screen, and I don't know what's going on. And I tried disabling all the cheats, and it's still happening. And this was in the 8th gym too, so it was like I was at the end of the game almost, and I was like, I'm not going to be able to finish this game. But then I restarted my iPad, and it was fine. But I did run into like little tiny glitches like that throughout the end of the game. So I am happy to say that this game had like a really epic final act. Like the last,
hell yeah,
the Elite Four was a really cool. I have only played to completion maybe just the OG Gen 1 games. I don't even know if I've finished Silver and Gold. Oh, I did beat Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl last whenever that came out, and I beat Alpha Sapphire maybe. But this is the best like Elite Four final wrap up of the story that I think I've ever played in a Pokemon game. And again, that's a big asterisk because in a Pokemon game there are lots of other better video game things, but this is a really epic finale of like the cutscenes, the way that the Elite Four takes place in this giant like I don't even know what you call it, almost like a pantheon looking thing on top of a giant hill, which is Victory Road, and then the dragon comes and busts through the wall, and the Team Plasma castle comes up around it, and you have this big epic fight between the two dragons, and it's just like, this is a really fucking cool, intense final thing. And even the whole Elite Four, how it's just like, you read this cryptic statue that's like, here are the 4 trainers in these different rooms. To the northeast, the one who's not afraid of ghosts. To the northwest, blah, blah, blah. And you're just like, all right, pick which order you want to go fight these ones. And it's like, it's a good fucking time. So I was very pleased by the end of that game, for sure.
Yeah, the when it comes to like the Pokemon games, Black and White and also Black 2, White 2 are often praised within the community for their narrative ambitious. Man, every single episode of the podcast, I have one of those moments where I'm trying to say a word that's 14
Power Rangers
syllables too long,
Rewind.
and I just
We just rewind.
Many people within the Pokemon community have always been very praiseful of the narrative ambitions of Black, White, Black 2, White 2. And yeah, I agree that the final like ending arc of that game is really, really strong. It's a little, as somebody who's played many of the Pokemon games that have followed, it's a little unfortunate that after Black and White 2, things kind of fall off a cliff a little bit. The problem with the Pokemon games is that they keep trying to introduce some sort of new evil team to kind of like push the narrative along and add intrigue. And I feel like Black and White with Team Plasma kind of represented the peak of that sort of specific plot device. And I feel like from there on out, they just never were able to really kind of recapture the magic. I would say probably Pokemon Legends Arceus, I would say probably comes close to it in terms of its narrative ambitions. And I know there are also people who are fans of Scarlet and Violet, but I've never played those games, so I can't comment on them. But I'm glad you liked it.
Yep. And again, I've started Pokemon White version 2. First of all, can I tell you how upset I was? I didn't pay attention to the box art at all. How upset I was when I chose to play Pokemon Black, thinking I was going to get control of the Black Dragon Pokemon, and I got the stupid fucking chicken bird fucking looking dragon Reshiram instead of the cool looking black Reshiram, the white one. I got the white one even though I chose Black version. And then I'm like, all right, I'm going to choose White version 2 to play. Fucking boot up the game. Who's the main Pokemon on the fucking screen? Is Reshiram again. I'm like, you motherfuckers! No matter what I choose, it's the stupid white dragon. So I started that one.
You gotta choose the game with the Pokemon on the box art corresponds to the Pokemon you're gonna get in the game. That's been the rule.
It's so stupid though. Like, make the black one the black box art and the white one the white box art. I'm hesitant about Black and White 2. As it is the same world, but with some new additions. Like, you start in a new city that we never saw in the first game. And so, like, that already is off to a good start. But I am starting with the same starter Pokemon, and I am going through, and I'm catching the same Purloin and the same fucking Scrappy Dog and the same fucking Patrat and all that. Like, I'm worried it's going to be the same game again with a little bit of a different twist, and it's not going to be enough to keep me engaged.
I could spend all day talking about these Pokemon games, so I'll keep things short and concise. Pokemon Black and White 2 were really unique in that, at the time, the tradition had been, you're going to come out with Pokemon Red, Blue, and then you're going to do Yellow, which is just an enhanced version of the game that came before it. Gold, Silver, Crystal, Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, so on and so forth. Black and White 2 basically bucked that trend by being actual sequels to the original Black and White games. They take place narratively after it. It's like a few years later. Some characters have returned and they're a little bit more grown up. I mean, I don't disagree, Chad, that yes, those games, Black 2 and White 2, do recycle a lot of assets, characters, Pokemon from the original Black and White games. But I thought that they did a good job of narratively following up on where we left things with the original Black and White games. And so I'd say that if you were particularly impressed by the ending act of Black and White, which sounds like you really were, I think that it would behoove you to at least stick with this game for a little bit, see how its narrative's treating your brain cells, whether it's just getting that Pokemon serotonin pumping through your blood veins, to see whether or not you want to stick with it.
If it is a lot of reused assets in Pokemon and cities, what I'll probably do is like use cheats to get whatever Pokemon that I want in my party, make them level 100, turn off random encounters, and then just breeze through the story.
The main difference between Black White and Black 2 White 2 is Black and White, they did the thing where like they got rid of all the Pokemon from the prior generations and gave you a new cadre of like 156 new Pokemon. Black 2 White 2, it basically reintroduced a bunch of the older Pokemon right off the bat, and throughout the entire adventure it's like a mix of old and new. That's sort of like the one main difference. And so if you're like, I kind of wanted to like get my hands on more older Pokemon, then you might appreciate your jaunt through Black and White 2.
Gotcha.
And by the way,
speaking of older Pokemon,
really annoying to say Black and White and Black 2 and White 2 over and over again.
Yeah,
for the record.
0 out of 10 experience. Speaking of older Pokemon, you played some more of Metaphor, which is this kind of a tangential sister series to Persona, which is a spin-off of Shin Megami Tensei 5, which is an older than Pokemon type game, but also Pokemon type game.
I was going to say, people within the Shin Megami Tensei series might get a little offended at that, because yes, Shin Megami Tensei did originate before Pokemon, although
that's why I called it
there's
Pokemon.
enough differences between the two that you wouldn't really confuse one with the other, even though they do have that monster hunting and collecting and evolving thing going on. I mean, I don't have that much of an update with regards to the Metaphor ReFantazio side of things, other than that I'm still continuing to truck on ahead. This game is very, very long, and I want to experience as much of it as possible. The other big update that I have for this week, I didn't even actually write this in my notes, so I'll briefly say that I managed to complete Gold Stake difficulty in Balatro, in addition to completing a run with every single deck in that game. That game is great. I will still continue to play it because there's a couple of other additional achievements that I do want to mop up. And at some point in the future, after I've had a sufficient rest, I'd imagine I'll probably get this game on PlayStation once again so I can earn the platinum over there. That out of the way, the other big update I had for this week is I have finally started playing a little game that you, Chad, mentioned that you had already been playing, which is Black Myth Wukong. I am still very, very, very early in this game. Quite early. I will say right off the bat, this game is a spectacle. The cutscenes, the kind of quality of the performances, this game, like, I can see why so many people right off the bat were enamored with this title when it came out earlier this year. So far,
by the way, if you are put off by the voice of the main monkey, don't worry, you never hear that voice ever again.
I actually was not put off by the voice of the main monkey. I mean, let me put it this way. There are so many video game protagonists that sound so alike to each other that when Sun Wukong started speaking and he sounds kind of like this, or however it is that he sounded, I was kind of like, I appreciate a protagonist that doesn't sound like how most video game protagonists sound like, just for the diversity of it all. But I get the sense that the actual character that you play as doesn't speak a whole lot. So, I mean, hey, I can appreciate that. So far, combat-wise, I mean, I feel like I still need to sink my teeth into it a little bit more. I am having fun with it so far. I will say this game is absolutely drop dead, incredibly gorgeous, so impressive looking, but I feel like that comes with the cost of I find myself actually getting lost a little bit. And I don't know if that's something where right now in the opening areas of the game, I'm in this like very forested area. And as I progress through the game more and more, I'll find myself in environments where perhaps it's a little bit easier to traverse and kind of find my way forward. But again, I'm very early, so I will have to see. I'm hoping that I can complete this game ahead of the Game Awards at the end of next week, so that I can have 5 of these 6 Game of the Year nominees under my belt and be able to go into the award show with as clear a kind of formed opinion of what I think should win Game of the Year. But we shall see.
We shall see. As like as a marker in my brain of where you are, do you have a like this was the most recent boss I fought, like even what they looked like or their skill set or something like that?
No, not even that far.
Okay.
So I have some work to do. But
did you fight the guy with the fire blades? I think that's like the first boss, not the chapter 1 boss, but the first like boss.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
We'll put that at a maybe.
Cool. Got a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
While watching Twitch, an ad popped up because I don't. My sub ran out or whatever, right? showed me an ad for Kraven the Hunter. I'm now looking at IMAX screens for Kraven the Hunter. Should I do it? Should I pull the trigger?
Oh man, if you want to see Aaron Taylor Johnson's fucking ripped, shredded body on that IMAX screen.
Is that movie out yet?
December 12th.
Comes out,
December
like
12th.
2 weeks from now. It was supposed to be out this summer, but then they delayed it probably because
only
they knew it
means
was
good
trash. Yeah, only good things. No, that movie's going to be horrible. That movie's going to be horrible. But it's going to be
trying to sell it to me.
At least you get to look at Aaron Taylor Johnson instead of fucking Jared Leto.
I don't know if that's worth my $12 though. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. Was that movie filmed for IMAX? I think it was, wasn't it?
I don't know. There's just an IMAX screen and it was popped up. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not actually going to do it.
Oh my God. Madame Web was this year.
Oh my, and it was literally the worst movie of all time.
Well, what's so funny about this is like, man, it's kind of crazy that every single year we've gotten a not very good Spider-Man universe movie. Last year we got Madame Web, and I'm like, wait a minute, no, it came out early this year. This is incredible.
Yeah, they have to keep churning them out to keep the license.
Yeah, and we got Venom 3. Although I know people like that one. I know some people root for him.
That's fun. It was stupid, but real fun. Was there a whole dance number to Dancing Queen from ABBA? Yes. Yeah, Matt. Maybe you'll go see Venom 3 now that you know ABBA's in it. All right, move on to our quest log. Our only quest, Shoe Moves, from Andy Robinson at VGC. Veteran Sony executive Shuhei Yoshida has announced that he will be leaving the company in January after 31 years at PlayStation. Here's a quote. I've been with PlayStation from the beginning, and this is my 31st year with PlayStation. And when I hit 30 years, I was thinking, it may be about time for me to move on. You know, the company's been doing great. I love PS5. I love the games that are coming out on this platform, and we have new generations of management who I respect and admire. And I'm so excited for the future of PlayStation. So, you know, PlayStation is in really good hands. I thought, okay, this is my time. Shuhei Yoshida. Pour one out.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? I just looked up. Not funny, but kind of crazy. Obviously, he's been at Sony. He was at PlayStation like before PlayStation 1 even came out, kind of an idea. This man,
PlayStation just celebrated its 30th anniversary with the Pro and all that kind of stuff. Like he was there a year before that.
That man, he's 60 years old at the moment. So for literally half of his life has been spent at PlayStation. I was just wondering how old he was. I'm like, he's got to be about 50 or 60. Yeah, the man's 60 years old. He's been there half his life. So enjoy whatever your retirement ends up being. If it's consulting for other boards and whatever you do, make your money. I'm happy for him. He also seems like a nice person, so there's that.
I met him very briefly back in 2013. It was Podcast Beyond 300, which was held at IGN's old San Francisco offices. They did this whole bit where they're like, basically back in the day, Colin and Greg on Podcast Beyond would have a portrait of Shuhei Yoshida in one of their break rooms whenever they would talk about PlayStation-related conversations. And at the beginning of the podcast, they were like, all right, we need to get our Shuhei Yoshida portrait. Went backstage, came back out with Shuhei Yoshida, like holding a blank, like portrait thing around his head. And then later on, he was like available to do like signings and autographs and stuff. I like barely talked with him. I don't even remember anything I said to him, but he seemed like a nice individual.
Do you remember I don't remember what kind of funny podcast it was, but Colin and Greg used to do like this weird prayer to Shuhei Yoshida at the beginning of every episode.
Right. Well, they stopped doing that because people are like, this is a little bit weird. Right? This is a little bit strange. And then they did like one more podcast where they're like, we're just going to do this once more as like a final send off, and then we'll stop doing it.
Well, Shuhei, it's been a great run. Hope you find good things and whatever else is next for you, even if it's not PlayStation.
By the way,
and with that,
real quick, you introduced the segment by saying Shoe Moves. You know what that got me thinking of? Back in the day, there was a WarioWare game for the Wii called WarioWare Smooth Moves. Now I'm thinking of like a version of WarioWare Smooth Moves, but it's all Shuhei Yoshida called WarioWare Shoe Moves.
Yeah.
Love that. That's a good idea. Somebody should do that.
You know how when people are making mods for things, like the first things they always put into it are like Shrek or the Teletubbies or Homer Simpson.
Or Skibbity Toilet.
Or Skibbity Toilet. We need to start making like Shuhei Yoshida as like the standard mod thing now.
We should do that, yeah. That's a good idea.
That brings us now to Segment from Adam, segment from Adam. Stand behind her and guide her. Segment from Adam from above. It's God Bless America, but with Adam segment from Adam in it.
I love it. All right, we're gonna do our final Meta Madness for the year. It's the last month of scores that'll really matter for our Fantasy Critic League.
We still got some in
December, but we're mostly wrapped up. But yeah, we got a couple more, but we won't get to the podcast by the time those are all done. So the best games for the month of November. November, a little bit of a slower month because people don't work in November. Everyone's still playing them October games. Number 1, Rise of the Golden Idol at an 84 overall. Sequel to Case of the Golden Idol. Very cool point-and-click adventure games. Dragon Quest 3 HD. Is that what, Chad, you know the name of it? You played it.
Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D remake.
Also at an 84. The last two are indie games that I know all my indie friends like a lot. Threshold at an 83. And Sorry, We're Closed at an 82.
Sorry, We're Closed, not related to Thank Goodness You're Here.
No, not even a little
As I'm saying it outside, I was like, for some reason I thought that game started with Sorry, but no, it doesn't.
No, I know. I had the same. I'm like, wait, is that it? No, it's not. Interesting thing about indie games. The Indie Game Awards are coming up soon. Indie Game Awards put forward by our friends over at 61 Indie. So everyone check that out. There will be things like the last two games mentioned here at those awards. So if you watch the Keeleys, also watch the Indie Game Awards. Just a big shout out to them.
What kind of a game are the Golden Idol games?
Point and click.
Look at screenshots and they look like adventure games, like old school.
Yeah, they're like
games.
old school point and click adventure, but like you're solving murder cases and stuff.
I don't think I would like that.
Here, the McElroys love it for what it's worth.
Yeah, but
you wouldn't like it because it's too good. It's a good quality game, so Chad wouldn't like it.
Exactly it. Yeah, they're playing fucking Mad Libs in it. I don't think I would like this.
Sad Libs.
One guy looks like a scary puke snowman.
I do want to just say real quick, we like to, when it comes to our Fantasy Critic League, we like to joke around a lot, threaten each other, mostly just commiserate sadly on our failings. I will, which is to say mostly myself and maybe Chad, but maybe Chad has a better outlook on it. We'll see. I will say, Chad, when you chose Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D Remake to be one of your chosen games as part of Boobisoft, I was like, that's a weird pick. That probably won't net him a lot of points. I'm looking at the overall tally of points right now. Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D Remake is resting at an 85 on OpenCritic, which is no joke, more than most of the entire games on either of our lists. It's more than Final Fantasy XIV Dawn Trail, more than Alan Wake 2 Night Springs, World of Goo 2, Mario and Luigi Brothership, Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred, Phoenix Springs, The Plucky Squire, Dragon Age of the Veilguard, Senua's Saga,
Princess Peach, Showtime.
Good job on that one. Yeah, Mario versus Donkey Kong. I don't know what inspired you, but that was you
take
definitely
a great RPG and make it look
made a
even
good
better.
choice there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of that, let's go to our last update because there's basically only 2 games left on these lists to make the difference. Starting first from top to bottom, not first is in point total. Cozy Bear Productions LLC. Let's work on that for next year. At a total of 117 points. Yeah, you've already talked about all the games you had. The only thing you're waiting on is Indiana Jones.
Right.
Which will be interesting, especially since Chad counterpicked it. So basically how good Indiana Jones will make Cozy go up and make Chad go down, or the opposite way. Or even if it's 17, it won't matter at all, but we're right there.
I feel very confident that this will be able to push me comfortably to second place, but I mean, it's going to be interesting. If this game bombs and Chad... If this game ends up bombing...
I see you put that energy out Chad, there. If you're listening to this episode and you have any sway over the OpenCritic score of Indiana Jones and the Golden Circle,
they're gonna do that just
I need
for
you to
Chad.
bomb that thing. Review bomb that thing to death.
Let me put it this way. If that game bombs and Chad ends up in second place, I almost won't even be upset because this will have been a great run with an unexpected ending. And sometimes you got to appreciate a story like that, even if it means you got shit on your face.
Yeah. The only thing, wow, that it's not coming out this year, but your counter pick of Hollow Knight Silk Song, again, that game's not coming out this year. But if we get a crazy ass, it's Game Awards, that game is out now. Ooh, Cozy's going down a bunch of points, so you never know. I don't expect
Jones
that
come out.
December
a week from now. A week from now.
9th or
December
something
9th.
like that. Yeah. Yeah, very soon. I know that
When did we get reviews for that game?
the reviews drop tomorrow as we're recording. So the reviews will be out by the time you're listening to the podcast version of this. So I'm expecting the game to be like a 75 or something. But we'll see.
I just need it to be...
You need it to be like a 55, which is not going to happen.
No, because I think I'm going to get at least 15 points with Marvel Rivals.
Well, let's move on to that.
Indiana Jones didn't exist, would tie me with Cozy.
Yeah, very true. Moving on to Chad's team, Boobysoft. Great name. Love it. Love it to death. I don't think anything new recently. We already talked about Dragon Quest. You had a lot of games. Your last 3 games on here all came out in like October, November. Caught you up. Chad's at 102 compared to Cozy's 117. Again, still have Marvel Rivals left. So if that scores well, you could be good. Or, Metal Gear Delta could also.
They still have not officially said it's coming in 2025.
It's not officially delayed, but it's delayed. But we'll see. And then moving on to what's left of Embracer. Funny guy. My games are all done, basically. Again, I have Hollow Knight. We're not expecting that to come out. Counterpicked Metal Gear, probably not going to come out. Sitting at a total of 168.
So, and I want to be totally clear.
Here we go.
I'm not saying this in an insulting manner, but what's going on with Microsoft Flight Simulator at a 75? Because the way everyone was talking about that one, it was like, oh, that's guaranteed, like a lock to be at least like 80 something, but like 75?
That one, the launch week was destroyed like server shit. They were like, we can't believe this game was popular, and then like nobody could get online to play it, including reviewers. So it's just like, if people can't get online to play your game, what are they going to do? Apparently that's fixed now, but we're a week out. So like, what does a reviewer do at that point? So that's why because the first one's like in the 90s, but this one is they weren't prepared for launch, and it cost them in the points.
Well, it didn't matter all that much, because that's literally the lowest score of anything that you have on that list. Yeah.
If it wasn't for that, my lowest score would be a 14 with Rise of the Golden Idol. Look at that.
Do you imagine Marvel Rivals is Overwatch, but with a better IP, right? Mm-hmm. Do you imagine then that it might score the same but better because of the IP? Because it's just going to be the same game but better?
I don't know. Chat, I really hope it scores at least like 15 points, so you guys are right there.
On OpenCritic.
Yeah. I would love for you guys to be like within a point of each other, one or the other, so I hope it scores very
I'm pretty sure
well.
We're going to get close.
I hope so.
Indiana Jones is going to be like a 71, and I'm going to get 1 point, and then Marvel Rivals is going to be like an 87, and it's going to put Chad like 1 point over.
I would love that. That would be wonderful. I don't have anything to worry about because I have so many points, but
that Indiana Jones is going to end up being a stinker. But I also
you've
really
hated on
wanted
that
to be
game
a stinker
forever.
for this.
Yeah.
Ever since the first trailer came out and this rope looked like a weird snake and you were punching things and it looked slow,
I think that game. I think Cozy's going to get not more than 10 points, but not fewer than 0. I think it's going to be right in that range somewhere. We'll see. It doesn't matter because Adam wins for the year. Everyone enjoys second and third place. It does not matter to me anymore. That is Adam's segment for the week.
And that brings us to Game On Game Show, the Game On Our Game Show where we play a game called Game On, the gaming show on a game show, game, which is Alex's final segment of this for at least a year. Take it away, Alex.
Yeah, a couple weeks.
Thank you, Chad. This is TMI with NPD for the year.
I guess that's right.
2023
in a little bit.
Well, I'll explain what's next for TMI with NPD at the very end of this segment. You know it. It's everyone's favorite segment on this here podcast, Respawning Fire. The rules for this particular round of TMI with NPD will be as follows. The Chad Lock is still in play. Any sports game is out of play. This year's Call of Duty is out of play. Grand Theft Auto 5 is out of play. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is out of play. And Minecraft is out of play. Are we ready?
I literally never think about Minecraft until Minecraft is in my face. And then I'm like, oh yeah, Minecraft exists and it's stupid.
It's like Roblox. It's like you don't think about it, but literally those people who made Roblox are fucking billionaires.
Exactly.
It does not matter. Anyways, good.
All right. Are we ready, Chad?
Yes, ready.
Skibbity toilet.
Yeah, skibbity toilet.
Perfect.
Let's go.
Number 20. The 20th best-selling game of the year 2023 per the NPD Group / Circana is Minecraft believe it or not.
Minecraft fucking
For-
sucks.
A bonus point. Can you tell me what 2 genres the Wikipedia page for Minecraft classifies the game as?
Survival crafting.
Survival
Incorrect.
adventure.
Incorrect.
Action survival.
Survival action.
Survival action is incorrect. Chad, you got a guess?
He said the opposite of what I said. He said action
Yeah,
survival.
I said the same things but backwards.
The correct answer is sandbox survival.
Okay.
Sandbox
Very
is not
close.
a game.
That's
Well,
Wikipedia.
You bring that up with the Wikipedia mods. Number 19. The 19th best-selling game of the year 2023 per the NPD group / Circana is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Mario Kart
Arcade
8 Deluxe.
Deluxe.
For
Damn it.
a bonus point, can you tell me what year and in what month the game's final Booster Course DLC pack released?
May
So
2024.
the final May 2024 is incorrect.
December 2023.
That is incorrect.
March 2024.
That is incorrect.
February 2024.
Also incorrect. The correct answer, we were very close once again, November 2023.
I knew it was
Very close.
near the end of 23, beginning of 24. All right, cool.
All right, number 18. The 18th best-selling game of the year 2023 per the NPD group / Circana is a returning game from last year's list.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
That is incorrect.
Buttholes.
It is a game that takes place in a vast open world. It is a game that has a multiplayer system in which players can be summoned for both cooperative
Elden
and
Ring.
Elden Ring,
competitive.
shit.
That is correct. It is Elden Ring, which means that Adam gets 1 point. Number 17. The 17th best-selling game of the year 2023 per the NPD group / Circana is a game that features a 2.5D art style. It is a game that features a new mechanic to its
Mario Wonder?
series. That is incorrect.
Okay.
A new mechanic to its series
Yes.
called the Drive Gauge. It is a game
What?
that was developed using the RE engine.
Street Fighter 6.
That is correct.
That's 2.5D?
Good job on that one.
That's the only part that got
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, because it's
I mean, stuff is in the
3D,
background.
but
Yeah.
played on the 2D plane.
Okay.
Number 16. The 16th best-selling game of the year 2023 per the NPD group / Circana is an action role-playing game. It is a game that was exclusive to the PlayStation 5
God of War Ragnarok.
for 6. That is
Um,
incorrect. It was exclusive to the PlayStation 5 for 6 months following its release. It was developed by a company that's headquartered in Tokyo. And its protagonist is voiced, Chad, by Ben Starr.
Final Fantasy 16.
That is correct.
Is it not still
Chad,
exclusive?
you have quite the...
PC.
Yeah.
Oh,
Came to PC after 6 months.
Fuck PC.
Chad, you got some ground to make up. Got some ground to make up. Number
What,
15.
2 points behind?
3.
3? How'd you get 3 points?
I got
Jesus,
3.
Michael. Christ.
The 15th best-selling game of the year 2023 per the NPD group / Circana is a long gestating sequel. It is a game, or at least this version of this particular game, was developed by Dam Buster Studios. It takes place
Dead Island 2?
within... That is correct. It is Dead
Oh my
Island 2.
God.
I was like, Dan Buster, Dead Island. That's what it was. Yeah.
Damn,
Took a long
Buster.
Yeah. Damn, Buster.
Number 14. The 14th best-selling game of the year 2023 per the NPD group / Circana is MLB The Show 23.
MLB The Show
And we were
2023.
23?
For a bonus point. Can you tell me what year MLB The Show
2023.
debuted Specifically, I'm specifically looking for when it attained the MLB The Show branding, because there were baseball games before then, but I'm specifically looking for the year
MLB The Show
started.
2005?
2013.
2005 is incorrect. 2013 is incorrect.
2002.
Incorrect.
2008.
2008 is also incorrect. Again, very close. 2006.
Right there.
2006. And here we go, number 13. The 13th best-selling game of the year 2023 per the NPD Group / Circana is a game that takes place in the year 2004. It is a game that was nominated for Game of the Year at the 2023 Game Awards. It is a remake
Resident Evil 4.
of an... That is correct. It is Resident Evil 4, the remake
Adam.
of Resident Evil 4.
Ooh, Resident Evil 4 remake. Yeah.
Is Adam going to go for a clean sweep of this?
No, that's not going to happen. Let's not be silly.
Chad, don't forget, you got the Chad lock.
Go ahead and use it right now.
Yeah.
The 12th best-selling game of the year 2023 per the NPD Group / Circana is a game that was announced 4 months prior to its release date. It is a game that features a wide variety of different and unusual flowers.
Pikmin 4.
That is incorrect.
Okay.
It is a side-scrolling platform game.
Mario Wonder. Super Mario Wonder.
That is correct. It is
Oh my
Mario Wonder.
fucking
Super
God.
Mario Bros. Wonder. Number 11. The 11th best-selling game of the year 2023 per the NPD Group / Circana is another action role-playing game. It is the first new intellectual property from its developer in 25 years. It is a
Starfield.
game. That is correct. It is Starfield.
I fucking hate everything.
Chad, relax, bud. It's not going to be a clean sweep. You're going to get one at least.
I need it. I need one.
Mathematically, Chad, there are 10 more entries left, so you could still win this if you really lock in. This is why they call it the Chad lock, is this is where you lock in. All right, number 10. The 10th best-selling game of the year 2023 per the NPD Group / Circana is EA Sports FC 24.
Yes, but that's
The game that would have been
forever.
known. The game that would have been known as FIFA 24 had EA not lost the license. For a bonus point, can you tell me where the next World Cup will take place?
Ooh. If only we cared about this sport, Chad.
Do you need the city or the country?
I will accept the latter. Just the
Spain.
latter.
Barcelona.
I mean, that's also Spain.
Both are incorrect.
Well, that's why I guessed it. I'm saying the city in the country, you said.
Um,
Man.
Dubai?
What is that city?
No, that already happened. Fuck me.
Dubai is incorrect.
Rio de Janeiro.
Also incorrect. We didn't even get the proper country. This is from Wikipedia. The upcoming 2026 World Cup will be jointly hosted. This is, I really tried to throw you a curveball here, and apparently it was too curvy of a ball, by 16 cities in 3 North American countries, Canada, Mexico, and the United States.
So you cheated.
So
There wasn't a single
I mean,
answer.
Sounds like we should. This has been a mistrial. We need to throw the case out, and we tie.
So here's the thing. When Chad said, do I have to tell you the city or the country? I said the latter because I didn't want to say the country because
The
that would imply a
continent.
singular country.
Well, here's the thing, Chad. None of our guesses were even the continent, regardless.
Nope.
There's that
Nope.
as well.
That's a good point. Good point.
When I
All
think
right.
soccer, I
Number
don't
9.
think of U.S., Canada, or Mexico.
Well, I think of one of them, but not the other two. Yeah.
The 9th best-selling game of the year 2023 per the NPD Group / Circana is a sequel to a game that released 4 years
Spider-Man
prior.
2.
That is incorrect.
Shit
It
on
is a
my butt.
game that was directed by Stig Asmussen.
Oh,
This
Jedi
game-
Survivor.
I'll give you
close.
both a point on that one.
Okay.
I'll let that one be a tie.
Ah.
We got to give Chad a point.
Chad, you better take what you can get.
Number 8. The 8th best-selling game of the year 2023 per the NPD Group / Circana is its franchise's second reboot. It is a multiplayer. Whoa, no. I misread that sentence. Let me start that one again. It's multiplayer mode. Not it is a multiplayer mode. It's multiplayer mode. Makes use of rollback netcode. It's banned in Japan, South Korea, and China due to its excessive violence and gore.
Mortal Kombat 11.
That is incorrect. And
Mortal
the fourth
Kombat
clue
1.
is it's... There we go. Mortal Kombat 1.
I was like, I forgot this
in
was
my
last
brain,
year.
I was like,
That
I
is
know
Mortal
there's not a
Kombat
12. Mortal Kombat, the next one. What isn't it?
1. The following Mortal Kombat, yeah.
All right, and here we go. Number 7. The 7th best-selling game of the year 2023 per the NPD Group / Circana is a returning game from last year's
Call of Duty
list.
Modern Warfare 2.
That is correct. Chad
Shit
finally
on
got
you,
one.
Adam.
It wasn't even a tie.
Fucking got
my
him.
ass. Got my ass,
Got
yeah.
him.
2-9. There's no way. There's no way.
We'll see. We'll see. Number 6. The 6th best-selling game of the year 2023 per the NPD Group / Circana is a game that can only be played online. It is a game that takes place 50 years after the events of the last entry in its franchise. It is a game that features procedurally generated dungeons.
Diablo 4.
That is correct.
Hell yeah,
Chad,
hell yeah.
I think this is your time. I think that you can do it.
He's coming back,
We'll
everybody.
see if you can do it. Number 5. The 5th best-selling game of the year 2023 per the NPD Group / Circana originally began development as downloadable content for another popular game. Through pure coincidence, this game's name was revealed almost immediately after the death of Queen Elizabeth II. It's a game that most of this podcast does not particularly love.
Tears of the Kingdom.
It is Tears of the Kingdom.
Okay.
I forgot
first
they
of
were
all-
like, we have to delay the announcement because Tears of Kingdom is the name. and we can't tell
yeah,
everyone
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I remember that. Yeah.
Also, I love
which
Tears
ended
of
up
the Kingdom.
Yeah.
No, you
Really?
don't.
I do. I hate Breath of the Wild, but I had a blast with Tears
I
of
didn't
the
know
Kingdom.
you liked the second one. I was unaware. I know you blasted through the story. You didn't do the open world shit, but I
Yeah, I
didn't
just
know you
mainline
actually
the
liked
story right in my veins.
it. Okay, very cool.
So we'll throw
All right.
this one out too.
All right.
no, you're not.
All right. Number 4. The 4th best-selling game of the year 2023 per the NPD Group / Circana is an action-adventure game.
Spider-Man
It
2.
is a
Spider-Man 2.
game. Correct. It is Spider-Man 2.
Who are you giving it
from
to?
Insomniac.
Well, me. I said it like 3 seconds
We
before
both
you
said
did.
it. No, I said it at the same time.
Okay.
All right.
okay.
This will be another tie. This will be another tie.
Jesus
Both,
Christ.
give yourself both a point.
Oh, just wait till they hear the actual edit and post.
Oh, you're going to change it? Make
No,
yourself
I'm
go
just,
a
gonna
little-
I'm just gonna sync it, and it's gonna be great.
Here we go. Number 3, the 3rd best-selling game of the year 2023 per the NPD Group / Circana is Madden NFL 24.
Madden NFL 24.
Madden NFL 24.
For a bonus point, because this is the last sports game on this list, can you tell me where Madden NFL 96 ranked on the 95 list of best-selling games, which was the first ever list
Second.
we covered on this segment?
Number 1.
Both incorrect.
Number 3.
Third.
Chad, you shouldn't have followed me so closely.
Chad, if you
I
had
don't
waited a
follow
second
you.
longer,
I will be 100% honest. I am before you on all of these ties by like
There's
a good
incorrect.
second on my
No.
end.
Chad, if you had waited a second longer, you could have guessed number 4, which is where it ranked on that particular list. Number 2, the
my
second
head,
best-selling
I'm
game of the
faster.
year 2023 per the NPD Group / Circana is this year's Call of Duty.
Call of
Can you
Duty.
guess
Modern Warfare 3.
Modern Warfare 3.
what it is? That was definitively Chad, so I will give Chad the point on that one.
Told
I
you.
would beg to differ.
Bitch.
And number
Hogwarts
one,
Legacy.
the number one, it is Hogwarts, Legacy. Good job.
I said it. Adam said Hogwarts. I said Hogwarts Legacy.
You know what, Chad? I'll give you that point. Oh, you still lost by 5.
Thank you. Thank you.
And with that, we've arrived at the end of TMI with NPD for the year 2023. With that, let's talk a little bit about the future of this particular segment.
Ooh.
It will be going on break
Well.
until the middle of January of 2025. The reason why is because it's usually in the middle of January that the TMI, not the TMI, the NPD / Circana posts come out with their list of like the top 20 best-selling games of the prior year. It's usually in the middle of that particular month. And so when they release that list for 2024, we will do a final series finale episode in which we will attempt to guess the 20 best-selling games of 2024 of the year we're in right now. And then likely 2 weeks after that, I will be debuting a new segment that will serve as a successor to TMI with NPD. Without getting into any specifics, it's going to be very similar to TMI with NPD, but perhaps with a few unexpected changes and twists, but not dramatically different.
Very cool.
And that is that for TMI with NPD.
I got a question for you. Because I know it's just a unnumbered list that they give you. Do you have the numbers of the sales on that list?
I
like this
don't
many million, this many million. Okay. Because it's a fun thing. Obviously, everyone knows that I love Baldur's Gate 3, but for some reason, since Larian,
where was Baldur's Gate?
Well, Larian is a private company in a different country, so they're not forced to share their sales numbers. But they finally did, I think, like a month ago or something like that, and they were like, I think it was like an earnings call, and they're like, by the way, it was 15 million copies. So, but it's not officially on any Circana list because they don't have to report those numbers. So there are games on Steam that are bigger than some of the games on that list, but if they don't report, they're not on the list. So I just thought it was a fun little fact.
And you also have the thing, too, where typically Nintendo doesn't report their digital sales figures. And so for a game like Tears of the Kingdom, that actually might be slightly higher on the list. Probably not higher than Hogwarts Legacy because that was such a big deal, but something else to consider, too.
It's just funny who's like, look at our big dick. And other people are like, we're going to keep our big dick in our pants. No one's going to know about it.
Yeah. Kind of weird.
Well, that's it for Big Dick Game Show, and that is it for episode 377 of Respawn Aim Fire. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Here's your homework. Go to patreon.com/Respawn Aim Fire, subscribe to Stars, and watch Monster Hunter with our commentary right alongside it. We do not get any of the proceeds from your Stars. Here's the thing. There are 3 other things on Stars that even were considerations for watching. Because I was like, oh, I have Stars for a week now as a free trial. Let me watch everything else here worth watching. I scrolled through the entirety of what's offered there. Spartacus, badass show. Worth a watch. Fucking Minx Season 2, because HBO dropped it after Season 1. So I watched Minx Season 2. True story. First 5 minutes, it was an excellent set of boobies. And I had to stop watching the show.
Oh.
Go do something else.
Yeah.
And then come back and finish the rest of the season the next day.
We finished already.
And there was a movie, the Ungentlemanly Warfare, Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. Those are the only 3 things worth watching on that entire fucking service. So
and Monster
get yourself
Hunter.
A free. And Monster Hunter with our Power Rangers commentary on top. So go do that. If you are not a patron, become a patron. Go to the same website, patreon.com/RespawnAimFire. Give us $1, and that gets you not only our exclusive access for 30 days to our monthly shows, but it also gives you the ability to influence what we're playing. So you all have chosen as patrons for us to play specific games for consideration for Game of the Year. I am playing Animal Well. Alex is playing Black Myth Wukong, and Adam is playing Thank You for Stopping By.
Thank goodness you're in the neighborhood.
Here. That's it. Thank goodness you're here. Thank goodness you're here. So yeah, that poll will be up for January's BARF in a few weeks. So make sure you are subscribed so that you get that notification so you can go and vote. Go watch the newest the final Cozy Bears Cooking with Cozy. Motherfucker. I had it for a few weeks. What is it called again?
The debut stream. The debut stream, I can say it a 4th time if you want. The debut stream of Coziver's Cooking, the holiday special, which is debuting this upcoming Wednesday, December the 4th at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on twitch.tv/CozyBearLive and youtube.com/@CozyBearLive.
And I think that's it, everyone. Remember, next week,
Whoa.
no Chad, but we got these hot boys making some podcasts still. The following week, a little bit later than you might be used to, we are recording our Game of the Year episode, TBD on its release. And then in time for the Christian holiday of Christmandinkleton, you will be able to hear all about our Game of the Years along with some special guests who will be on the show to discuss theirs as well. And again, we're doing things a little bit differently. We're doing it just like Vagina Funny. Isn't that what we talked about? The Jinda Funny. That's what it was. We're doing it similar to how they do it. So if you're a fan of Jinda Funny, you might be familiar with how we're going to be doing our Game of the Year this year as well.
Greg Miller, please don't sue us. Please don't.
Keg Miller.
Keg Briller. Nick Miller from New Girl is in Minx season 1 and 2. He's a major character.
All right.
True story.
End the show.
And that's it for this podcast. Thank you everyone for listening. Until next time, here's our usual sign off. Lots of dick in Minx. Lots of dong. All soft dongs.